Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Sierra, and this video is going to be in defense of Joey and Sydney. But before we get started, I'm gonna do a little bit of housekeeping because I love Blue Centric and I love how she starts off her videos with a little housekeeping, a little bit of information, some story time, a little bit of that. But I don't have any story time. But this is just some like housekeeping, some quick info for you guys. I got a comment on one of my videos, and I just wanted to let you guys know, I don't know if you guys know this or if I'm alluding to anything, but the whole point of this channel, especially these Degrassi videos, is not to persuade you. I grew up watching Degrassi and being the only person in my entire friend group, and this is from someone who has moved quite a bit. In each friend group I've had, no one has ever watched Degrassi. It was honestly freaking frustrating. So, y'all just my friends. We talk about Degrassi, we kiki, we haha, we have some analysis, we get a little deep, but at the heart of it, I am not here to persuade you guys. We just have a good time on this channel. We laugh. I make some stupid jokes. I forget people's names. It's just a fun time over here, okay? I'm never trying to persuade you. So if you feel swayed, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to sway you, but this is just my personal opinion. Also, I got a DM from Bailey over on Instagram. Hi, Bailey. And she brought to my attention that there is a way to post videos on Spotify, or at least like the audio. So for those who may not have service like at work or commuting or anything like that, that you guys are able to consume the content without needing service or anything like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know you could do that. Like, I knew that Spotify was doing like audiobooks, but I didn't know that you could like, I could upload my own stuff like that, like my videos on there. So I don't know how to do it. I'll try to see what it entails on my part, because I do not keep all my videos, literally, because my space on my hard drives, on my iPad, on my phone, because Apple sucks and iCloud sucks. Every time, I swear to God, they're like, your storage is full. And I know it's not really full, but it's so annoying, and I always have to constantly delete stuff. So literally, as soon as I schedule a video to post, I have to delete the video. So I'm gonna try to figure out a way to like get all my videos, even if I just like audio record it. I'm gonna try to find a way around it, because if that's something you guys are interested in, I'm willing to look into that. I'm curious, because I didn't know that was a thing. So if any of you guys are interested in me putting my videos audibly on Spotify or anywhere else, please let me know. I'll probably, literally personally, if you just DM me, we can chat about this. And I'm also going to need some help, because like I said, I'm not that tech savvy, okay? I got like the basic minimal level of tech savviness that a person can have, okay? I'm gonna need help. What else? What other housekeeping things? Oh yeah. So I did a post, and I am now monetized, you guys. So I do have 2 memberships. You guys don't have to. A lot of this stuff is free. But there's 2 levels. Level 2 gets their own videos. So they do their own, so it's a members only poll. They get to choose the theme. And then after that poll is closed, I'll film and put the video up early for that. So they'll get an additional video just for them, plus early access to the Friday video. So that's what level 1 is just you get early access to the Friday video. So it comes to you Thursday. I think on my end, everything should be all set up the way it should be set up. So it should all be good. If you're interested in just trying it out for me real quick, just to make sure things go or, actually work, especially like at the main level, please let me know. Because I think it works. I don't know. Okay. I've never done this before, so I was just curious. And yeah, I love just making content for you guys. And if I can give some extra content, something for us to like chit chat about, like just main themes, and it doesn't have to be just Degrassi. But it could be obviously heavily related to Degrassi, but like specific themes when it comes to the show, characters, analysis type of thing, but also just be like a fun time as well. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and jump into the video for Joey and Sydney. Let's start off with each character individually. So Joey, we all know Joey. Joey has been around since Degrassi junior high days when he was a student with Snake, Spike, Yik Yu, because I love Yik Yu, Wheels, Tessa Campanelli was in high school, but still, like, he was a student during that time. Tessa Campanelli, so many students, BLT, everyone. He was a student then, right? And he was always very, like, eccentric, a little weird. He loved his fedora hat. Okay, that was his staple. And he was, like, deeply in love with Caitlin. We all know what happens in the summer special. We all know. We're going to move on from that. That's not the point of this video, but we know that Joey cheats. He's a dumb teenager. Teenagers are stupid. We've all been stupid before. And now in Degrassi, The Next Generation, he is a widower. He is the father to Angie and the stepfather to Craig. He's a cool guy, still wacky, still crazy. He owns his own car dealership. Yeah, he's just a cool guy who is just, moving with life, doing the best that he can to take care of his daughter and to help Craig with adjustment to life without his father, because obviously we know Craig was abused by his father and then his father dies. So yeah, it's a huge change for all of them. So he's really just a really good, like, supportive adult. He doesn't seem to be the type of person to pretend like he's perfect or anything. He just does his best along the way. I love Joey. I really do love Joey. And then there's Sydney. Sydney is his girlfriend, or at the beginning, she's introduced. She is more like a type A person, very strict by the rules. But at the same time, she's not harsh. Because even in the situations later on when we dive into Sydney's interaction with Angie, Sydney's not a hard ass in terms of, like, being crude or rude to children. She's straight A. She is very, like, by the books, but she's not a mean person per se. She's just straightforward, and that's who Sydney is. And yeah, let's just kind of dive into their relationship. So they started dating a little bit before Father Figure Part 1, so in Season 3, and they break up in Holiday Part 2, which is Episode 12. So they last, like, 11 episodes maybe? And Sydney is seen in one of the last episodes after Holiday, when she is at Joey's house when he's considering putting the house up for sale. She's at the house taking care of Craig because Craig's sick, and that's when she finds out that Joey is putting up the house for sale. So let's start off with the beginning, Father Figure. So we meet Sydney when Caitlin sits on a slice of cake at Spike's Spike's baby shower. Caitlin shares with Sydney that she knows Joey and that they had an on and off relationship that she wants to get back on, all because she moved back to Toronto for the year. And I've never had gripes of Caitlin, like, I think in Degrassi Junior High, like I said, I haven't watched Degrassi High because it wasn't available on any platform that I had ever been on. And now that I'm on Tubi, it's finally available. So now I feel like I need to go backwards and watch Junior High again and then watch Degrassi High, because I feel like there's a lot of things I'm going to get confused, mixed up, because it's been a long time since I've seen Degrassi Junior High. But, Caitlin's disrespectful for this. Literally, you moved back to Toronto and she says she has moved back for a year, and she wants to get back with him. You don't see any long-term stability with this relationship if you're going to get back together for a year, just because you're there for a year. It's not like, oh, I would love to just have him back in my life. And hopefully if something happens, that's great. If it doesn't, then, it doesn't work out. That's fine. But I just miss having him in my life. That's different. But she wants to get back together with him. And she's only in Toronto for a year. That's disrespectful. That's some high school shit. To me, that's just blatantly disrespectful. Like in high school, you do that type of thing where you're like, ooh, I'm here for the summer. I'm going to get in a relationship. Well, yeah, because you're a teenager, you're not processing. And it's, things happen so quickly. So it feels like a long time. But for grown adults, like, ma'am, you moved back here for a year. And now you're going to be like, oh, I want to get back together with him. You're going to be gone again. Like, I'm so confused. You're going to be gone again after the year is up, doing whatever, doing interviews and whatever, going somewhere else. To me, that was just disrespectful. Like, why would you want to pursue somebody when you know you're only going to be there for a year? You're too grown for that. Like, I feel like that was just disrespectful, in my opinion, to Joey. Then Joey comes and kisses Sydney, making Caitlin feel embarrassed, as she should. Moving on to You Got the Look. Sydney and Joey are having date night when she hears music, and they go and see Craig, Marco, Jimmy, Spinner rocking out. Joey's trying to relive his Zit Remedy days and flops because he's playing the keyboard, and Sydney's just like, even Angie's just like, can I go back in the side, please? Everyone's just like, please, Joey, go away. But I love Joey because he's just trying to have fun. He can't read a room for shit, but I love Joey. I can't be mad at him for that. In Pride Part 1, Sydney goes on a date. Sydney and Joey go on a date and they come back at midnight. Pride Part 2, they drop off food at the Simpson and Nelson residence when Snake gets cancer. And Snake is like very much like, oh, stay and eat with us. And at first they're like, oh, no, you need to relax. But Snake is like, no, stay. And so they end up staying and eating. And against all odds, Joey and Sydney are at home with Craig. Craig leaves to go meet Manny, leaving the couple alone. Moving on to Holiday Part 1, which is literally the end of their relationship. We don't even see their relationship in detail. And I get it because the show's not about them. But don't give me a girl that I don't see an issue with and then try to make it an issue later. Because in these entire episodes, we see her, but there is no blatant issue. She's not being derogatory towards Joey. She's not demeaning Angie. She's not cursing Craig out. She's not doing anything bad. Then we get to Holiday, and y'all want to make it seem like she's the bad guy. She's not. Oh, my God. So let's get into Holiday. So they are putting up the Christmas tree together. They're spending the holidays together. So, it's getting serious. They have a Christmas party where obviously we know the scene where Ashley discovers the presents for her and Manny, but she doesn't know it's for Manny yet until later on, and then everything clicks. Yeah. And the next day, Sydney helps Angela get ready for her Christmas pageant ice show, and she makes her a dress. But the thing is, Sydney ends up not being able to go, but does plan on making it up to Angie. So when Caitlin is over there watching Angela and Caitlin trying to be fun, she lets Angela wear the dress and Angela gets it dirty. And when Sydney comes in and sees her in the dress, Sydney is obviously upset, but she's not upset at Angie. She literally puts all of her anger towards Caitlin. She's like, oh my God, sweetie, that dress is for the pageant. And Caitlin's all like, oh, don't be mad at her. Like, I'm the one that told her she could wear it. And she's like, I'm not mad at her because period. Like, she can't be mad at Angie, and she's not yelling at Angie either. So I don't understand how Sydney would be the problem in this situation, because she's not. It's Caitlin. Like for real, Caitlin. It's a fancy dress. A fancy dress is not a toy. Like, Caitlin is just trying to be like, yeah, I'm fun and I'm cool. Girl, shut up. Like, because she's not used to this environment and this lifestyle because she doesn't have kids. But you can also read the room a little bit when it comes to like certain attire for children. It's not for you to put on and play in. That dress was not something for her to play in. I'd be like, this dress is so cute. oh my God, where'd you get it? Sydney made it for me. Oh, that's so it, oh, she's like, it's for my pageant. Oh, we don't want to get it dirty. We want to keep it nice because it's pretty. That's when you pull out all the stops like that, being like, oh my God, it's so pretty and so red. But if you have cake with it, it's gonna get brown and dirty. And you start using that kind of language where they're like, oh my God, no. I'm supposed to look good in that, because a kid will pick up on that. They're like, oh, ooh. It's not supposed to look brown. It's supposed to be red. It's like, yeah, let's put that in the closet. Oh, let's go find you some PJs or something like that. Like back in the drawer PJs that no one give a fuck about. You can easily just wash those. Cool. Like, Caitlin, it's not that hard. I don't have kids, and I know how to talk to kids real quick. Like, oh, that's so cool. That's a cute dress, or those are some cool shoes. Ooh, they're so white. You want to keep them white, right? Yep. Okay, let's pick some different shoes. Yeah, I need to keep them clean, because kids will start to register that. They're like, oh yeah, I don't want to get them dirty, because if they get dirty, how they gonna get clean? Especially, type of thing. Like, they're not thinking like getting them clean, but they're like, oh my God, they get dirty and that's it. I don't want my mom to throw them away, right? So let's pick you some other stuff out. But Caitlin don't think that way. I feel like she just doesn't have any experience with kids, with being around kids. So she doesn't know how to use that kind of language to flip it in her, to her advantage and get the kid to do what she actually wants them to do. Like, it's not hard. But Caitlin's just like, oh, it's fine. You don't need to be mad at her. And Sydney's like, I'm not mad at her. Like, girl, read the room. And like I said, I have the note down that said, like, Sydney doesn't even yell. She doesn't even yell at Caitlin either. So it's not like oh, sweetie, you can't wear that. Why the fuck did you make her wear? Like, she's not yelling at Caitlin. But literally, when Caitlin says that, she's like, I'm not mad at her. But she looks dead at Caitlin. Like, bitch, don't play with me. You know this is all towards you. Because you're over here trying to be all gung-ho and be like the life of the party. No. Sydney has a way of being straightforward with her responses and communicating, but she doesn't have to do it in a way where it's uncomfortable for other people in the room. Because I would have done the same thing. I would have looked at her like, I'm not mad at her. And the only person who should be getting uncomfortable is the person I'm looking at. Everyone else should be fine. Because it wasn't like she was stomping her feet around Angie or anything like that. She wasn't acting out. She knew exactly where to target her frustrations with without making a scene. Caitlin was the one staring there like, all taken aback. Girl, shut up. She pissed me off with that. Okay, holiday part 2. Caitlin and Joey kiss. Stupid. And Spike's messy ass. Spike pissed me the fuck off. Talking about some, write down your feelings in a letter and give it to Joey. Spike, don't piss me off. Do not piss me off. First of all, y'all are too grown. I'm not saying you can't like express your feelings by like writing it down. But literally, y'all are too grown to write it down and give it to him when literally he's in a whole relationship. Oh, that was just frustrating to me. Like, literally, if my friend told me that she kissed a guy who was clearly in a relationship, I'd be like, first of all, ho, you know he's in a relationship, and he knows he's in a relationship, so I'm gonna need you to back up, mind your business, stay far away from him until he handles his business. And if he's not gonna handle his business, you need to find somebody who's single, because ain't no way I'm about to have my friend looking stupid. No, I'm not gonna have my friend in that kind of situation. If she keeps getting herself in that situation, that's her problem. But initially, literally, I'm not going to encourage you to do that kind of thing. Like, I get you still have feelings for them or whatever. I'll be like, but still, he's in a whole relationship. So either you get on Tinder, start swiping, or you go down to the nearest bar and shut up. Like, I don't have time for this. No, we are not doing this. And we all know how this goes. Caitlin goes to put the letter in the mail slot in the house, and then she immediately regrets it. She's like, oh my God. And then she tries to break into the house to get the letter back. She's so annoying. Climbing in through the window, Joey and Sydney come home, and they find Caitlin breaking and entering. And while it takes Angie upstairs, I think Sydney was the one that was like, oh, like, why don't you go blah, 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 whatever. But she doesn't, like, say in the rude way, or was it Joey who was just like, oh, Angie, come on, let's go put this stuff away, because I think they had went Christmas shopping. Yeah, they went to go buy like presents and stuff like that. So they take the stuff upstairs, and Sydney goes over to help Caitlin out the window into the house. And Sydney talks to her and tells her that she knows that Caitlin still has feelings for Joey, and says that the family needs her, not some Miss Blast from the past. And to that, I agree, because this is what I broke down. I broke down both of their lives and just what I process for Caitlin and Joy. So Caitlin has a busy and hectic life. She has no kids. She's single. She's able to do what she wants. Her work makes her travel because she is a journalist. She's constantly traveling for work. She's having to do all this kind of stuff. So she's barely in one city or one state not for too long. Then you have Joey, who is widowed and has 2 kids. He has a stable life. He has his own business there. It's not going to work. And I'm not saying that these lives can't get together and that it's like impossible, but it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of adjustment. It takes some sacrifices. And I doubt that Caitlin is willing to make those sacrifices. Even when I was watching it, when it came out, I was like, there ain't no way that Caitlin is going to stop her hectic life to be with Joey. There is no way. Even to this day, as a grown 30-year-old myself, I wouldn't stop my life. I wouldn't. That man has 2 whole ass children and a business. This is not the time to be doing that. If you have such a busy life and you love what you do and you're a journalist and you're constantly on the move, that's what you love about your job, that's what you're passionate about. That's a huge sacrifice on your part to stay in one house. And I feel like for me, when it comes to major adjustments like that, it breeds a lot of resentment, a lot of frustrations, and then you feel a lot of resentment for the other person. You feel like, well, you made me stay. No, they didn't make you stay. You chose to stay. They already had a stable life. It's just like a single woman getting together with a man that has kids. It's a completely different life. If you have no kids and you're getting with somebody who has kids, it is a huge adjustment. It's a major life decision. It's a major change in lifestyle. So so don't do it if you're not willing to commit to it and make those sacrifices. And Caitlin, to me, was never able to make those sacrifices. She liked what she had to do. I'm not saying that's bad, because I would love to just like be able to travel and do like that too, but it's a huge adjustment, and I don't think Caitlin would have been able to do that. And with Joey reminds me of Spinner, and Spinner reminds me of Joey. They're very complacent, they're very comfortable in their lives, and they don't like to make major changes like that. So I'm just saying it's not gonna mesh well. Craig picks up the letter, and Caitlin grabs it and she storms out crying onto the porch. Which to me, girl, it's a time and a place. Hold it together for at least like 5 minutes. You ain't got to be on the porch crying. You better go to your car and do it. I'm just saying. I'm not saying she can't express her emotions. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a time and a place. Like, you can be visibly upset, get your letter, say thank you, get in your car and cry. Like, I'm just saying, ain't no way am I gonna be crying on my ex-husband's porch of the house that he had with his ex-wife who died. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not crying there. I'm crying in my car. And Craig asks Sydney, why did she make Caitlin go away, which is dumb or whatever. I don't care. Sydney then asks Joey when he comes back downstairs, does he love her more than Caitlin? And Joey doesn't answer. And I feel like that's just leftover feelings from being young, and because he's already such a lively person, Caitlin was like that, and she brings that exact same energy from back then into now. But the thing is, y'all are grown. You guys aren't teenagers anymore. Like, they make you feel like a teenager, but you're not a teenager anymore. You're an adult. Let's make decisions like adults, please. Like, I'm just saying. You can be in love with somebody and they make you feel great. They make you feel like a kid. But you know that you're grown though, right? I just want to clarify. We're not like slipping back into teenage mindset and teenager because you're a grown adult. If they make you feel great, they make you feel loved, they make you feel like a teenager, they make you feel giddy, cool. But you have to make adult decisions. And the thing is, Caitlyn doesn't make adult decisions to me. Like, you wrote this letter. Thanks a lot, Spike. You wrote this letter, put in his house. You broke into his house. And as soon as somebody just confronts you, and she's not even yelling at you, she's just telling you, this family needs stability. This family doesn't need this overjoyous, like, tons of fun. And I get it. Like, it kind of hurts, but if that's your personality, it's not going to mesh well. And that's fine. But Caitlyn has to let that go. But then you go onto the porch and you start bawling your eyes out. Girl! I can't. Like, Sydney is straightforward. It was a little bit harsh. Not that harsh, but I get it. Because the family has such a stable ground. Even though Joey is now a widower, the fact that his wife died, I think she had died maybe like a year or two prior to this, and she left Craig's dad for Joey. So it was already that situation. So I don't know if they were having an affair, or maybe she left and then she met Joey, but the way Craig was saying it in the scene when he was talking to his dad, it made it seem like, they were having an affair. But I don't think so. But I think she really just left the dad because Craig's dad was crazy. She gets with Joey, who is just fun. He's loose. And just a blast to be around. And I get that. And then we get to him losing his wife. But he has a kid now. He has a stepson that he wants to have a relationship with. But the thing is, it's Craig's dad. He didn't know Craig's dad was abusing him. He didn't know about that background until later. But then once he finds that out, Joey immediately takes him in. He doesn't let Craig go to the system or nothing like that, because he could have. Joey technically has no right to Craig whatsoever. If Craig's mom was alive, she would have taken him in because that's his mom and she literally has her rights. But she's dead. Joey's only rights are to Angela, his daughter. He has no rights. He had no reason to take Craig in, but he took him in because he cares. He's a good person. He's a good person who wants to create a stable environment for people to feel safe, comfortable, and for Craig to grow and flourish and wants to take care of him. Joey needs somebody who is very similar to that. Joey can still be fun and have, be himself, be crazy and goofy, messing around, trying to be part of the band, not reading the room correctly. But you need that balance of someone who is also just as stable to help you with making adult decisions when it comes to building a life like that. You need that. You need the person who's on the same wavelength as you. And Caitlyn is not that person. She's just not. She gets engaged to some dude that she was with. I don't know how long they were together. She got engaged to him and was giving several excuses as to why they weren't getting married right away or didn't have a date set. And then she has a busy, hectic life. It just wasn't meant to work. You guys weren't going to work. What you guys had was from high school, and that's fine. But you have to grow up and let it go. So Sydney was right. That's not what that family needs. Just saying. And not to say that Caitlyn needs to grow up or anything like that, but Caitlyn's lifestyle needs to be on the same page with someone who has a very similar lifestyle. The actor, narcissistic dude, he don't count. But someone who is on the same wavelength as her. An actor is not on the same wavelength as her. She's a journalist. She needs someone who is at that same level as her. Not saying exactly like a journalist, but someone who's like a lawyer. Someone who, not even a lawyer, but what was it? Like the Doctors Without Borders. Someone like that. Someone who travels for work, who loves what they do, and they're passionate about making an impact on people's lives, no matter where they are, no matter what state they're in, what country they're in. That's the level that she needs. but she's trying to search for companionship in someone who has a completely different lifestyle than hers. And it's not equally yoked. It's not going to work out. So that's just my take on that. And then in season 4, Time Stands Still, 1 and 2, Joey is desperate to sell the house. Sick Craig calls Sydney over. She finds out what's going on. And in part 2, she sells the house to Caitlin. And that's the last time we see her. So that's really just my take on Joey and Sydney as a relationship. I feel like they would have been literally a perfect fit for each other if Caitlyn wasn't acting like a fucking teenager and ruining shit left and right. Like, she had no business being there. Like, to be quite honest. Like, I get if you moved there for a year, but just have him in your life as a friend. She immediately came back to Toronto with the mindset of getting back together with Joey romantically. Girl, you have been all over the place, doing stuff, living your life for however long that you have been doing that, because even with the reunion episode, it seemed like a lot of them haven't seen each other in years, because they were even, what was it, I forgot who it was, but the black woman who had the cane, who saw Angela, she was like, oh my god, sweetie, like, you're a grown-up. That's what adults say when they haven't seen you in like 5 years. So if my estimate is correct, if it's been 5 years, why would you immediately come back and want to jump into a relationship with Joey? Because Caitlyn doesn't know how to be on her own. She doesn't know how to be on her own without having companionship. And I think that's also a product of the time too as well. The beginning of Degrassi, I feel like it's also around the time of like Girlfriends and all the sitcoms where a lot of the women, Sex in the City, where everyone's main focus, all the women's main focus is getting married, having a husband, being in a serious relationship. That was like the main thing of a lot of sitcoms at the time. So for Caitlyn, who is such a successful woman, everyone's always looking at her like, where's your man at? So immediately she's going to come to Toronto and be like, I need to find me a husband. Oh my God, I still love Joey. Girl, this is not the time for that. Just do your project and keep going. If you want to hook up with somebody, you could literally like just go online. Not even online. Just go to the nearest bar and hook up with somebody. But don't come in strictly for a year with sets on being in a relationship with somebody for a year. And then when you got to dip. If you just want Joey in your life, have Joey back in your life again, or at least talk to him for 15 minutes, that's fine. But like, let's come in here with some realistic expectations, please. Let's keep it a buck. Okay? Anyway, that's all I have for this video. If you like this video, be sure to like it. Comment below, what do you think about Joey and Sydney's relationship? Do you agree that they were meant to be together? What's your take on Caitlyn? Because Caitlyn's a major factor in how this relationship just went straight to shit. Yeah, that's all I have for this video. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Stay magical, guys. Bye. Also, I forgot to add, because I don't want none of y'all to think that I'm letting Joey get away with this. Joey should have never kissed that girl. Joey should have put down some boundaries and some rules and some stipulations immediately. But Joey, still having feelings for her, for Caitlyn, ruined this entire thing. He got in his own way because he can't let go of a relationship from high school after he done got married and had a kid. Why are you letting this woman from years ago come back into your life and ruin everything? No. She comes back out of nowhere, says she's moving here and that she wants to get back together with you. I'd be like, first of all, no, because I have standards. First of all. Second of all, how about we just start getting some coffee? Like, let's start there. Like, let's get back to being friends. How long are you in town for? Because I'm not about to waste my time. I am a parent with children. I am about to let just nobody come up in my life, take over, and then leave back out again. There are rules for coming back into my life. And if you aren't willing to, if you're not on the same level with me, then you're going to need to go. Then it's not going to be more than just two old classmates, best friends, kicking it together and hanging out. This is not about to be anything romantic. Absolutely not. It's about to be platonic as hell. Joey should have set those standards. and put up those boundaries, but he did not. He ruined his own relationship because he wanted to fraternize with Caitlyn. That's his fault. That's it.